My mom had a nasty case of tick bite fever. Not tick fever, that's when the tick has fever. It's completely different. Eventually, my mom got better, and I said to her, "Hey, mommy, at least you can take solace in knowing that there's somewhere a tick with a dreadful case of Annalise fever." Today, I bring to your attention the funniest of coping mechanisms humor. I shall be addressing three questions. First, is humor an effective coping mechanism? Second, why do we as humanity use humor to cope? Third, when should we use humor in tragic situations? Is humor a coping mechanism? I put it to you, your honor. See you soon. Well, according to TNF Online, a study was conducted where over 100 nurses were asked questions about humor and coping efficiency. 21% of nurses said that they would use humor in situations involving patient care. A further whopping 40% said that they would use humor in stressful situations. Surely, if medical personnel with lives a lot more stressful than you or I say it works, we should give it a shot. Second, why do we use humor to cope? We use humor as our main line of defense. According to the Very Well Mind, having a sense of humor will boost your overall emotional and physical well-being, as well as help you build resistance to stress. However, stress is a part of life. There is no way to prevent it. There are just ways of making it easier to handle. We use humor in situations where we don't know how to respond. For example, if my friend was to come up to me and say that his dog died, I might nervously respond, "You're barking up the wrong tree, buddy." Not because I'm insensitive, but how do you respond to such a statement? We use humor to protect ourselves. Now that I've said that, I'd like to say that we should not use humor as a weapon to harm others. With that, I have my third and final statement. When should we use humor in tragic situations? There was this guy, Mark Twain, brilliant author apparently. Never read one of his books myself, but they're still talking about him 110 years later, so must have had an angle, right? Well, he said that humor is tragedy plus time. There is an article on the Psychology Today that explains the core theory behind this. The theory is that there are certain things that should be taken into consideration when addressing tragedy, such as the amount of time since the tragedy has passed and how close to home the tragedy hits. For example, if you, like my dad, have been bitten by a rather large dog, you might now be inclined to make a joke about it and say, "The pants I wore that day had to be put down," instead of screaming like a little girl every time you see a large dog. So, my conclusion is that humor is an effective coping mechanism because we, as humanity, need a distraction from this catastrophe we call life, even if just for a mere moment. Thank you.